All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, and I am here today to teach y'all how to use it. That's what it says. Please use it. I know it's backwards. YouTube doesn't have mirroring, so it is what it is. We are here today to talk about eliminate distractions. We are going to be eliminating distractions, okay? It's a big problem, especially in today's world, with so many things happening at so many times during the day. This is a learning live, so you will need additional device so that you can look at the website. We do have things that we go over on the website and on my Medium platforms, and you will also need note-taking materials. So gather your digital or physical note-taking materials, and then go grab your brain, let it thinking cap. Say, hey, we're getting ready to do this, getting ready to get worked out. So wake it up. Let it know that it is time for it to get its mental workout on. With that being said, go ahead on your own and inhale and exhale 3 deep breaths. Breaths, that's with the F and not TH, because I am from the Midwest. Go ahead on your own. 3 inhale and exhales. Okay, eliminate distractions. Now, the first thing I'd like to say is I was researching this at an appointment yesterday evening, trying to get a jump on it, and to no avail. I Googled, well, what hormones are affected by the brain that distracts the brain and what neurotransmitters, and it just wasn't delivering on the information that I actually wanted and I actually needed. Fortunately for me, I have this amazing document that I wrote way back in 2008, published in 2009. And so I already have the materials or materials, depending on where you are. Good morning, Regina. And so I don't like reusing the information out of my book if I don't have to, because I need to challenge myself. And it's easy to pick up the book and say, oh, what did I say way back then? Let me dust it off and say it again. So I can combine it, but I always want to put a 2025 span on 2009. Does that make sense? So this morning when I woke up, I still didn't have the information. I had already researched it, and I said, well, I can't research it again because there's nothing there. So instead of trying to force it, I just laid there. So my first alarm went off, and I just laid there. And it actually came to me, because that's what happens. It actually came to me. So we're going to eliminate our first distraction of the day. Not going to happen. Yeah. So first distraction gone for the day. And so I took what I had from 2009, brought it into 2025. Regina, you'll like this because there is a visual display towards the end. So as I mentioned, you need 2 devices. Go to my website, theturnarounddoctor.com, as well as note-taking materials, and we're going to get right on into it. So as a friendly reminder, just because we started Neuromobility almost a week ago, I'm going to remind other people, new people that are here, what it is that we are doing. So neurogenesis is the ability to create new neurons. Scientists believe that once you're born with the amount of neurons that you have, you can't get any more. Since then, science has been, the scientists and the neuroscientists have updated it, and you actually have the ability to create new neurons. And how you do that is you challenge yourself. You learn new skills, and you get these new neurons, but they have to be an enriched environment. So the thing that stops or hinders neurogenesis is toxicity, being in a toxic environment, stress, and fear. If those things are in place, you're not creating neurogenesis. You might get some new neurons, but those bad boys are going to die off very quickly. So in order for you to create neurogenesis, to start having those new neurons, you got to leave Loserville. You got to leave all the unaccountable people behind you, because they are going to create stress and fear, and their environment is extremely toxic. So that's no bueno. Not going to work. In order for it to actually work, you have to be over here in the land of real leaders, where we nurture and grow and develop and encourage you to have as many new neurons as you see fit. Now, you need neuroplasticity. So those neurons need to go somewhere. They need to travel, and they need to create neural pathways. And that's what neuroplasticity is. It's the brain's ability to rewire itself to create and make more or new neural pathways. Now, additionally, what happens is once you leave Loserville, you have to do what's called pruning. And you need to get rid of all those old tired neural pathways that will wire you to negativity, will wire you to unaccountability. So you let those die off, you prune them, because if they don't get used, you lose them. So it's a use it or lose it. So you want to create new neurons, new neuroplasticity, so new neural pathways, and get rid of all that unaccountable stuff that's happening up here through your mind so you can become your best. And how do you do that? You combine neurogenesis and neuroplasticity, and you have what I call neuropability. And what is that? That's when you wire your brain to hold yourself personally accountable based upon the 74 principles of real leadership, allowing you to create unlimited neural pathways for personal accountability. Got it? Good. Now, let's get to the good part. Eliminate distractions. This is one of the 74 principles of real leadership because it was a problem way back then and it's still an issue today. So the quickest way for you to become unaccountable is to become distracted. That's the quickest way. Become distracted and you are no longer going to be personally accountable. You are going to be personally unaccountable based upon some distractions. So distractions exist for the sole purpose of taking you away from being personally accountable. That's what they're there for. You are focused, you are personally accountable, and then here comes some gossip. Here comes some mayhem. Here comes some nonsense and some bullshit. And now you are being unaccountable because your amygdala is being hijacked. The next thing you know, you've left your frontal lobe and you are in the limbic system and you got to fight, flight, freeze, or appease, and you are just totally thrown off. That is the objective of distractions. Because guess where distractions come from? Who you think got the most distractions? If we was giving out an award for the most distractions, who would get it? The most unaccountable people in your life are the biggest distractions, whether it's personally or professionally. They are the problem. Just distracting, taking away, distracting and detracting. That's what they do. So focusing on the distractions weakens you. And it destroys your accountability neural pathways if you stay there long enough. If you decide, you know what, I'm done with this personal accountability thing. I got it, Dr. Donna, I got it. I'm going to go back into Loserville and bring people with me. I was a soldier. No soldier left behind. No. Leave them behind. So you take your personal accountability butt running, flying back over to Loserville. And the next thing you know, you got one distraction, then another distraction, then another distraction. And you look up and 10 years have passed and you can't even remember the last time you were personally accountable. You can't even have, it's not even a flicker. It's like, because it destroys the neural pathways to personal accountability if you stay distracted long enough. So you need to stay in the executive function of your mind, which is located in the frontal lobe, because that is where you can recognize these doggone distractions. And as we mentioned yesterday, the executive function of your brain is the CEO of the brain. And we talked about you are the CEO of Me Incorporated. So if you are the CEO of Me Incorporated and your executive function is the CEO, you're the CEO of the executive function of your brain, that means you are in total control of your whole life, your mind and your life. You are in charge of it completely, 100% in charge of everything. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, you are actually in control. That means you have the ability to eliminate the distractions, stay focused, and hold yourself personally accountable every day based upon neuropability. So think about it this way. There are 1 million distractions that occur on any given day, literally, depending on where you are, just all day long, from the time you wake up until the time you put your amazing head back on your amazing pillow. Distraction, nanoseconds worth of distractions. And they come disguised as problems, fires, hot topics, gossip, and emergencies. And I just want to, I'm just going to binge watch it. Just show up at like it's Halloween. And they're just disguised as all these other things. A distraction is not about to come and say, hey, Dr. Donna, I am your distraction for today. Look at me. That's not how it happens. You're minding your own business and you get a text message. Hey, you busy? I'm going to need to borrow $50 here. My rent is due. You are sitting at your desk at work and you get ding, 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 all these damn notifications. And now you got an emergency Zoom call. And then you got an emergency meeting in the conference room. And your children, whether they're adult or children, come in with a last minute project. That damn science project that they knew about 6 weeks ago, it's due tomorrow and they need an A or they're going to fail science. All of these things show up, and then you doom scroll, and now everything, the world is on fire, and now you got all these distractions, and you forgot what you woke up to do this morning. And that can happen all before 10 a.m. All before 10 a.m. And it feels like, man, let me just solve this problem. Let me just solve that problem. Okay, let me put that fire. You got a fire extinguisher. You look like Fire Marshal Bill from Remember Living Color? You over here trying to put all these fires out. Let me tell you something. You're doing all of that. And all you were trying to do was write the next chapter of your book. All you was trying to do was put the next phase on a project that you was working on. You was just trying to do your Duolingo lesson for the day. You was just trying to read the YouVersion Bible app, and all that came to you. All of it came to you. Bam! Disguised as fires, problems, topics, hot topics, gossips, and emergency. So when something happens that is not directly related to your current task at hand, you stay focused on the current task at hand. I used to tell Nola all the time, do not disrupt me when I am working. I used to tell her, are you bleeding? Or is a bone protruding from your body? If that, or is the house on fire? If those three things are not happening, do not disturb me right now. I am working. I am in the middle of something. And we had an understanding for those processes. She said, ma'am, are you bleeding? No, we're good. Ma'am, is there a bone coming out, protruding out of your body? No. Okay, we're done. Is the house on fire? No. Then we're done. These distractions are designed to stop you from being personally accountable. And they show up. So now you are on alert because you are the CEO of your life and you are the CEO of the executive function of your brain. So you are stopping these distractions before they show up. So Dr. Donna, how do these distractions occur? I am glad you asked. This is how the distractions occur. You're working, you're focused, you lose focus. And then you start paying attention to the distraction. And then you attempt to return back to the work, but now you don't feel like it. You out of the mood. You don't feel like writing. You don't feel like looking at your finances, your P&L to make sure everything is in play. You don't feel like brainstorming content. You don't feel like doing any of that. You don't feel like filling out that report. You don't feel like exercising. You don't feel like juicing. You don't feel like meditating because that distraction made you lose focus. And now you start making excuses. And a excuse is nothing but a reason wrapped up in an excuse. And then you start to slack off. So you're in the middle of working out, you stopped, you sat down, and then the next day comes, you're like, yeah, I normally work out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is Tuesday. I'm going ahead and work out tomorrow. Then Wednesday shows up, that distraction shows back up. You're like, it's okay. You know what? I'll start on Friday. Well, you know what? Let's just make it Monday because Monday is the beginning of the week. You know what? It's the middle of the month. I'm just going ahead and start on the first of the month because then now I can do my 30-day. I can really count and all of that. And then this just leads you to being unaccountable. So the next thing you know, you've been talking about writing a book for 10 years. That's not happening. You're supposed to be losing 30 pounds. That's not happening. In fact, you gained 10 more pounds. You're supposed to be getting your finances in order. And now you're over leveraged and you got double the debt that you had from before because you said, yeah, I'm just going to buy. You did a little retail therapy because you were so stressed out because you're back in Loserville. So all of these things lead you further and further and further away because of that one distraction. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. So it starts small and then it turns into this big old thing. And the next thing you know, a whole decade has passed and you don't recognize yourself. And now you're sitting there saying, working memory's gone. You are no longer the CEO of your executive function. Your working memory, your whole executive function fired you. And now you're just sitting there unemployed. You're not the CEO of Me Incorporated anymore. And you are a lesser version of yourself. And you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself anymore because of that one distraction that happened on March 14, 2025. That one distraction that seemed insignificant. So how do you eliminate the distractions? How do you do it? Number one, you got to stay in your frontal lobe. Your frontal lobe is where all your decision making, your thoughts, your problem solving, and everything is in the frontal lobe. You got to stay there and you got to stay in your executive function. No matter what is taking place, you got to stay in your executive function. No matter what is taking place, if it's happening to you or somebody else, A calm, level head is always going to solve a problem. Soon as cortisol come, hijack the amygdala and all of that, your rational thought is gone. You're going to start doing dumb shit. So the whole point is to remain calm. That's why when I was in the military, we practiced all the time doing drills. We got to keep doing all these different exercises, 30 days in the field and everything. Why? So in the event that you got to go make some shit happen, you're already ready to make it happen because it's muscle memory at that point. It's muscle memory. So you have to stay cool as the other side of the pillow. But you can't do that being distracted. You can't do that with the hijacked amygdala. You can't do that with all this clutter and this cortisol. So stay focused, which is why it's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. You got to stay focused no matter what is happening. You got to stay focused. Staying focused, okay? Finish what you start. If you started working out to lose 20 pounds and to then begin a healthy lifestyle, then you have to finish what you started. And I always have said to Nola and to myself, if I'm not going to finish it, I'm not going to start it. Because if I started, that's why she didn't go to college, because she knew if she started college, she was going to have to finish college. So you got a bunch of unfinished projects. You might be your unfinished project. So you started working on you and you stopped. Distracted. Staying focused is going to know. Put me first. I'm a work in progress, but I'm working on me every day so I can make progress. So if you started on you and then you stopped and got distracted for some unaccountable motherfucker, that's wrong. Point blank, period. And now they over here looking all full and complete, and you over here surviving off of crumbs because you gave them everything. And now you can't finish what you started because you don't have the resources to finish what you started with you, Project You. The next one is be the best. Be the best is one of the 74 principles of real leadership because it's best. People think winning is best. It's not. If you was in a competition with a bunch of fucking losers and you won, that ain't something to be proud of. That ain't something to be proud of. Best means creme de la creme. Second mile service. It means it is impeccable. 5-star. Michelin. You got the 5-star, 6 stars, all of those different things. It says this is the best, not the first. We won. I mean, the Super Bowl ain't been great in a while. You're just sitting there watching it and it's like, yeah, y'all won, but was you the best? Or did you just win? That's what happens. So be the best in everything that you do, not just over here. I put my best on, my Sunday best. I come out the house looking casket sharp. Look at me. Woo! Best, best, best. Okay. But you a size 22. That's not best. That's not best for your organs, your joints, or nothing else. That's no bueno. Okay, so be the best means be in the best shape of your life, be in the best cognition of your life, present your best self, be the best in everything that you do. Take the best naps, relax to the best of your ability, have fun to the best of your ability, be the best all the time, regardless of what anybody else is doing. Won't care about unaccountable people. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. And then hold yourself and others personally accountable. When you are being distracted, as I mentioned, Enola was in elementary school when I was having conversations with her about this. Do not disturb me right now. I gave you everything you need. I'm about to take a nap. I might be have some screen time. I might be doing some work. Do not distract me. You are letting people distract you. You are letting people come in and put themselves casket sharp. Yes. You are letting other people distract you. And you are saying, it's okay. What you want is more important than what I need. Hello? What you want from me is more important than what I need from me. And that's what's happening when you let somebody come and distract you. Absolutely not. This is getting my primary focus. This right here, what I'm working on right now. Even if you just sitting eating a red velvet cupcake, this is important to me right now because this was my treat. After 30 days of doing something, I challenged myself and I said, when I finish my 30-day challenge, my reward is going to be a red velvet cupcake. And you are interrupting my reward time right now. So bye. I will contact you when I'm finished. Okay. And then number 5, and most importantly, is reading 15 minutes a day. That builds up your concentration. Because right now, people's attention span is 8 to 15 seconds thanks to short format videos. It used to be 30 seconds. That's why commercials used to be 30 seconds, and now they're not, especially if you're streaming. In 2 minutes, you might get 6 to 12 damn commercials because they just try to get your attention. They look at it for 6 to 15 seconds, and that's it. So reading nonfiction for 15 minutes is going to help you stay focused, and now you're going to be able to recognize when those distractions come. That's what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to explain something to you, and then I'm going to do a visual. So what is the benefit? Because people believe that distractions are beneficial. The benefit of a distraction for unaccountable people is the dopamine boost. The dopamine boost. Now, unaccountable people, as they always do, they always take what was meant for good and turn it bad. Always fucking something up because that's just what they do. Okay? So, unaccountable people found out that dopamine was part of rewards and recognition. It's a natural hormone and it's a neurotransmitter. So they and capitalism and everything, they got with the neuroscientists and they said, hey, how we gonna use this dopamine to sell shit and make people do shit? And this neuroscientist said, hey, let us get in the lab with some rats and find out. We'll be back. Give us $1 million, $2 million for our research, $10 million for our research. Boom, boom, boom. Here. And now we are getting dopamine from everywhere, no matter what you do. That's why your social media feed keep changing. And you got all this shit going on as soon as you go in. I went to TikTok this morning. Here's an ad for a movie and all this dopamine, 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 dopamine. And everybody is addicted to dopamine. Ah, give it to me. Distractions, distractions. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so good. Until you don't. And now you're so damn distracted and hyped up on dopamine, you can't go back to your frontal lobe. That's boring. It's too quiet over there. Ooh, I don't want to be in my frontal lobe. It's all quiet. That's scaring me. I don't trust quiet. So you got to be hyped. You need a hype man everywhere you go. Yeah, what's up, what's up, what's up? Ah! That's happening all day long. And then you got to take an Ambien to go to sleep. You need a little glass of wine. Ooh, I've been busy all day. Oh, I just can't even fall asleep. Man, let me take some melatonin. I know how I'm doing. No. It was not designed that way. So the unaccountable people use dopamine against you, and now you're addicted to it, and you don't even know because they got the neuroscientists to do it. So it's subtle. It's subtle. And there's all of a sudden, now you can't pay attention long term. Now, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. The adults can't pay attention either. That's why I make the live an hour, because people can't pay attention. I get off the live, it tells me how long somebody stayed on the live. It's between 3 and 5 minutes for the people that's driving by. Because they ain't getting at what they need. I told y'all I ain't your pushing man. I ain't pushing dopamine over here. I got some oxytocin for you. That love hormone. That's that quiet little, hey, how you doing? That little thing right there that ain't all up, bird to paradise and sanguine. So people drive by and keep it moving. It's loser proof on purpose. Okay? So reading is how you stay focused. And now you can determine when this dopamine is actually happening. Their dopamine. Okay? So it's 2 types of dopamine. Manufactured dopamine, which is every fucking where because you can manufacture it. And then you have that natural dopamine. Everybody eliminated clutter, and when you were finished eliminating clutter, you had that sense of satisfaction. You was like, yeah. Kevin, you did your truck. You know what I'm saying? And Virginia, you did your kitchen drawer. And Nola, you did all your posters and everything. And if Sharonda's on here, she did her vanity. And I did my desk. It was like, yeah, because you had all that cortisol. And it just calmly, you haven't done the pimp in weeks. I know, yeah, I did. Let me tell you something, baby. I got what you need over here. I got that oxytocin for you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take you from a place from here to there. I'm going to take you to a place you've never been, baby. Yeah, you don't know nothing about that oxytocin. You from the country, girl. Let me bring you to the city because you're so pretty. Okay, anyway. And I actually knew Pimpin' Ken, so Ken Ivy. So anyway, here's the point. But you need the natural dopamine. You need the natural dopamine. So watch this. Okay? So this right here, and I always take the cover off because I actually put it in a bag. Okay? So this is a milk chocolate bar from Whole Foods. Okay? It's half. Now, what I do is this is manufactured, right? Chocolate is manufactured. So the reason why I get this is because I still do need sugar, like I said. So it's a square. So what I do is I break a square off. I never have more than 2 of these squares in a day, maybe 1 in the morning, maybe 1 in the evening, right? So talk about self-control because the bar is double this size, right? And it's 3 in my bag, so 4 because it broke off. I wanted to show you demonstrationally. So this is manufactured. Go to the store, pop it in. Whoo, I got immediate gratification. Manufactured dopamine, okay? Because you can just produce it, pick it up, eat it, consume it. Eat a bunch of it. This is natural dopamine because it grows and it takes time to grow. You got to go and pick it yourself. You got to look at it, check it, put it in the sunlight, thump it, smell it, and see what's happening. So what's taking place is every time you get on your phone or go anywhere, you got manufactured immediate dopamine. Now, this tastes better than this, right? You don't require, you got to peel this or you got to cut it. You need a napkin. You got to have a space to eat it because these are juicy. And so now you got juice sliding all down your arm. So you got to make sure you are in a space where you can have this natural experience. It takes longer to get to this than this because this has to grow. And this is on an assembly line. This don't need no sunlight. I know you got coca and all of that. By the time you get it and turn it, it's the assembly line. And now this is available everywhere. Convenience stores, vending machines. There are no orange vending machines, right? You have to eat this sooner. This got a shelf life of Lord knows how long. But this, leave it out, it's going to mold. And if you don't consume it, you're going to have to discard it. But this right here, it's highly addictive. Added sugar and everything else, even though it came from Whole Foods. And so this is why you are being distracted, because it is dopamine boost that's so simple and easy to get. It's everywhere you go. But when you take the time to go to Smith's and go through all the navel oranges to get your 4 oranges and put it in a bag. Now you got to decide if you're going to self-checkout or if you're going to let Doug do it over there on the one we go to. If you're going to let that happen, now you got to put it in a bag, you got to drive back home, you got to wash it off, and then you got to cut it. You got to decide when you're going to eat it, but you got to eat it soon because it will expire, and this won't. So this is a distraction. I have never seen somebody say, I'm addicted to oranges. Oh my God, I've been eating so many oranges. I just, because this is natural. So it's sweet enough to give you what you need, got some vitamin C and everything that is good for you. It takes longer to get to it, and you got to do some more to consume it. But then you're like, oh my goodness, this orange was so amazing. And I feel like this right here, you're going to end up watching a whole season of something on Netflix fooling around with this. This right here, you're going to eat it and go back to doing exactly what you were doing. Both have sugar. Both you can consume. The body is going to digest it. But one is going to make you want some more chocolate in another hour. I ain't never ate an orange and said, you know what? I need one more orange. I need another orange. I need another orange. I need another orange. It has to happen because this is natural. So the distraction is chocolate. The distraction is a dopamine boost because as soon as you get, I'm gonna attend to this immediately. And I solved their problem. And now you're like, I don't really want no orange. Then we got any more chocolate? I don't have a taste for fruit. I want something concrete. I want something heavier. You got a red velvet cupcake? You got a donut? Manufactured. The dopamine that says, I'm going to reward you is manufactured by unaccountable people, and you need it again and again and again and again and again and again. And it distracts you from doing what you need because the brain is like, sugar. No, stop doing what you're doing. We got to go get some sugar. Because you're like, oh, I've been working for 20 minutes. Let me scroll through TikTok. Let me see what's hot. The view is on. Let me see what's on Hot Topics today. And then you start creating your own distractions. Self-induced distractions. Well, I've been working all day, so I'm gonna just go to Real Housewives or whatever. The ESPN. I'm gonna go ahead and watch that because I got to see what Stephen A. said about such. Distractions for this dopamine that has been manufactured by the neuroscientists and the corporations to get you so you ain't focused on eating your orange and holding yourself personally accountable. That is the problem, 100%. So how? Wrong button. So now that you know the difference, now you can understand how you're being distracted and that you're actually seeking dopamine, manufactured dopamine, which is fake dopamine, which is highly addictive. But when you stay focused, you stay in the executive function of your brain. You say, okay, I need a break. Let me go get my orange. Let me go take my nap. Let me go for a walk. Let me read for 15 minutes because that's going to get you a natural dopamine, a reward for your efforts, a reward, a natural calm reward. When you eliminated the clutter, it was a natural, as you eliminated the clutter, you were being rewarded with everything that you removed. If you donated something, when you dropped it off, you felt good about that. If it was, now I can just see everything, the cortisol went away, get a nice little dopamine boost the healthy way, and then you went on about your day. But that manufactured dopamine is extremely addictive, and it is a distraction. So just remember that. Ask yourself the next time you start pursuing something, is this chocolate or is this an orange? What questions do you have about eliminating distractions or anything that I reviewed? Because we're getting ready to go into the learning portion, your cognitive activity for the day. And if anyone's curious about my pimp name, it's Butter. Because butter makes everything better. Okay. And if I had a mob name, it would be Poker Face. Butter. Hey baby, how you doing? It's Butter. Put a little butter on it, make it better. Oh man. And I was fascinated with the mob for a long time. I think I told y'all that one Valentine's Day, because we have the mob museum here. They literally had the Tommy guns from the St. Valentine's Day massacre, because they have the wall there already. And so that's where my family and I went for Valentine's Day, to go see the Tommy guns at the mob museum. No questions. Okay. All right. So go to the website, and you're going to social media, and you're going to go to Letters from Louise. So go to the website. Letters from Louise is 3 up from the bottom. And then you're going to go to Prepare. If mine will let me go to Prepare. There we go. And again, Medium says it's a 1-minute read. It may or may not be a 1-minute read. So the website, theturnarounddoctor.com. Social media, Letters from Louise, 3 up from the bottom. Read it, ... Let me know that you're finished reading it, and you're going to say whatever comes up for you. Forever and ever. Ran out of time. Which poem is Prepare? Prepare. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 more days. For the people who are visiting to check to see and drive by, you can go to my website, turnarounddoctor.com, social media tab, Letters from Louise, and read the poem Prepare. Regina, there have been many times in my life when I have known something needed to be done and I waited till the last minute. Of course, whatever was finally done was not my best. Over time, I have learned too. Good morning, Dr. Donna. It's beginning to get harder and harder to find you in the morning on YouTube. I apologize for being late. No worries. If you subscribe to the channel, Lola, it will give you a notification. So I know you're the technology thing, but if you go to the home page and click subscribe, then it will notify you automatically. "74 Principles of Real Leadership. Be prepared." My pleasure. So while Nola is typing, so when I made this poem, if you'll notice, it's grammatically incorrect. I automatically started every sentence with I, being unaccountable. And then Regina said, prepare and give myself ample time to accomplish the task. This way of preparing is more satisfying and my results are definitely better and personally rewarding. Yes, and you are rewarding yourself with dopamine for preparing. Prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance. Nola, with my ADHD and ADD, I would definitely wait to the last minute, wing it, and all that. Preparing is something I started doing with my business and have improved, but even early on, I didn't and would mess stuff up at the appointments. Yes, and I would be hotter than fish grease at those appointments. Yes, it's been an interesting 4 years. I tell you, it's day in and day out, but we are on the other side of all of that. When I made the poem, I purposely made all of the I's lowercase to show unaccountability, because when you're being personally accountable and when you are preparing, you will make sure that you are grammatically correct. And it was hard for me to write this because I prepared. So it took me longer than normal. Normally, most of these poems were written in like 15 minutes or less. This one took longer because I really had to think about unaccountable people and people who don't prepare, because I'm so hardwired for preparing that if I'm not mistaken, I even had to Google why people don't prepare, lack of preparation, because it's just not something. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you prepare? And that doesn't make any sense to me. And it is the upfront time. And the the definition of prepare, give me 1 second because it's here. So prepare is the PA and the real leader brain, and at some point in the future you take enough challenges, you'll get to it. But the definition of prepare is to make or get something or someone ready for something that will happen in the future. To make or get something or someone ready for something that will happen in the future. So you could be sitting down preparing to do something, and then a distraction could show up, or you could create your own distraction, because part of preparation means you're preparing for something that's going to happen. And when you're unaccountable, when you have a atrophied working memory or a small amount in your working memory, you don't have the resources or the wherewithal to prepare. I always say play the movie all the way out. And if you don't have the skill sets to prepare, that's another reason why people don't prepare. So you sit down and prepare, and then you just automatically induce some distractions and say, well, you know what? I sat down to do this, and then I had an email, and then I realized I need to do laundry, and then the excuses start showing up. And that's another reason why you don't prepare, because you won't have the skill set. And to think about it in the future means that you got to be in your frontal lobe and you got to actually problem solve. You actually have to think about the situation before you get there. And if you don't have the mental faculties to do it, it ain't happening. That's the reason why. So fear and skill development will also stop you from preparing. It has taken me a long time to realize that preparing is really about me taking responsibility and not procrastinating. Right. And procrastination is the enemy as well, is one of the 74 principles of real leadership, because most of the time when you procrastinate, it's because of a lack of skill set or fear. Rarely is it, I don't feel like it. It comes across as a excuse, which is, I don't feel like it, but that's not actually the truth. When you have everything you need, and it's partly because of when you had all those growth opportunities, you skipped the line, you said, oh, I don't need to do that, I don't need to do that, I don't need to do that. So a whole bunch of that showed up too. And now you have all of these micro skills that you needed along the way, but instead of getting the skills, you entered into a bunch of Faustian bargains. And now you're sitting in these positions where it looked like you know what you should be talking about. You lied about it, and now you got to be about it, and you can't. You just say, oh my goodness. And a lot of people, oh, I forgot my glasses, I can't read a thing. Go ahead and read that for me. Tell me what's actually taking place. I just delegate everything. I don't have time, but I'm such a busy person. It's a bunch of bullshit. So preparation is the key. It is the key to being successful, and also the key so you're not distracted. If you prepare to do something and someone comes along as a distraction, you can say, listen, I'm going to be reading for the next 20 minutes. I will get back with you when this is done, because you've already prepared, because you don't do anything without a strategy. So when you are executing that strategy, distractions try to come and they can't. And when you have the skill set and you can see the future, you're not saying, well, you know what, I'm going to just eat some chocolate. I'm going to just watch one episode. I'm going to just watch 3 episodes. I'm going to just watch these 2 games. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to one mall. I'm going to just go to 2 stores, and you have spent the whole day shopping when you needed to have the whole day preparing. You have spent the whole day barbecuing. You have spent the whole day playing golf. You have spent the whole day fishing, or whatever it is that you do, and you needed to be preparing. And Captain Apple, who got on my in the Army, used to say, well, if you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute. And that's why we called them ATFU, ate the fuck up Alpha Company, because they was ate up from the floor up. Just dirt, just raggedy ass drill sergeants and every wrinkle. They were the worst company in the doggone battalion. Wait until the last minute. Anyway, the point is, don't wait till the last minute, because it is never your best effort. Nothing that took 60 seconds to produce for a long-term impact. Now, I got 60-second strategies, but I'm me. It's not going to work for everybody else. You're not wired like that. So take the time up front, and it's because it's in the future. You need skills. You actually have to have the thought process, the logical thought process, the cognition. You actually need to be able to use PEMDAS, because you're going to have to do order of operations or priority of tasks to get that done. And that takes time. And if you can't focus, if you got a 6 to 15 seconds focus, how you going to prepare? How you going to plan anything? You will not be able to do it, because your brain will be like, scroll, where did that TikTok video at? Oh, this is so boring. Oh, just go on and get it, but just cheat. Just throw something together so we can go outside and just look at the sky. Let's just take a nap. And not a real nap, but a procrastination nap. So preparation, excuse me, preparation is key. And don't do anything without a strategy. Sit your ass down, develop a strategy, and then prepare for whatever it is that you're doing. Something, someplace, some event, you are preparing it for the future. When we planned, Nola and I basically planned a family reunion, we thought about, we had Sin and Saint. I think I told y'all this. I made a whole website. We had a Facebook page, and we knew we got some sancted, holified, Jesus, and then we got some people that's going to come here and not sleep till they're going to sleep on the plane. And 3 days later, they're going to sleep on the plane. And they're going to be up for 72 hours in Las Vegas. Plus, people spent their money because that was going to be their family vacation. So we had everything from lap babies to the oldest person at that time, who was 78. Something for everybody to do in Las Vegas during the family reunion and everything else. We planned it out to the T. It was the best family reunion ever. I will never do no shit like that ever, never, ever again. But it was on par. I mean, when they walked into the plated dinner, they literally had gift bags like they do at the Oscars with the tissue paper in it for them. We did family bingo, and because of Amazon Prime, we had Kindles, electronics, all kind of stuff for them to do, and we did it so everybody would, in order for you to get bingo, you'd have to talk to a young person, an old person, a person in the middle, everything else. We had the endless pool, the cabanas and all that for Friday night, a swim party, a raffle, At the family reunion, we told them to send pictures, send their playlists. So the DJ played their favorite songs. It was a big screen. Everybody's pictures of people who were living and not living was showing throughout the whole thing. They had religious service on Sunday. So it was just planned. Family reunion t-shirts, Nola designed them. It was a great event. And when they came, we literally took red bows and everybody's families packaged their t-shirts were folded up with red bows on it. So as they checked in, they got their t-shirts. So everything was video. The video was then placed on the Facebook page after it was all said and done. So it was planned to the 10th. And yeah, never, ever, 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 ever. And it was literally like 125 for the kids and 145 for the adults. And it was endless food buffet on Monday, plated dinner on Saturday, and then stuff to do. So yeah, very cheap. Got it to a low, low price and all of that. But again, we'll never, ever do that shit again. Ever, never, never. Everything. And then we had one of the cousins. She literally did the genealogy for the family in a separate room. So you could go in that room and how it became Howard Johnsons, because this was my stepfather's people, that how they became the Howard Johnsons. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing event. Good morning, Lorenzo. Yes, it was. It was 2018. Never to be done again, because I told y'all be the best. So even though I don't drink or nothing, literally. And then because my other cousin that's here works for Nevada Liquor, we had the suite, the upstairs and downstairs. You know, you had a hospitality room. That thing is trash. So got the suite, and literally he brought all the alcohol for them. So after the Friday night thing, they went to the suite and did all that. So yeah, from the beginning to the end, it was planned, but prepared. And the only way that it works is because the person that plans the family reunion can't go to the family reunion, because you have to be the person making sure that everything is done. And when it was over, the people, because we had it at the Golden Nugget, which has been renovated, I literally sent messages to everybody's supervisor, letting them know what a great job they did, so that they would get recognition as employees and the staff. So from start to finish, and obviously recommended the event planner and the DJ and all of that too. So it was a full 100% great event. Planned it, prepared it, and will never, ever, ever, like I said, ever do it again. But I knew if it needed to be done, if it was going to be done, it needed to be done right. I was extremely stressed and all of that. So never ever do it again, but it worked. And some of those people, that was their last family reunion because they passed during COVID. So it worked for them. All right, follow up from yesterday. Get organized and stay organized. What is your morning routine? What is your morning routine? Now, yesterday's follow-up was you are going to get organized and stay organized, and you are developing your morning routine. And I gave y'all my morning routine yesterday, so y'all know. Your head might have been spinning slightly, but yeah. That was it in a nutshell. And again, ... so that I know that you are typing your morning routine. You want to jog after this live? You better go run. You too damn young to be jogging. You need to go run. And let me tell you something. I'm old as hell, and I can walk a 10.5-minute mile. So you need to be jogging way faster than that. Running. Yeah, I have to eat breakfast to take my vitamins. Are y'all typing y'all morning thing? Because I didn't see anybody's ... And you can do the short version. You don't have to list it all, but just wake up, make up my bed, whatever it is that it's going to be. So bullet points, it doesn't have to be complete sentences because of the character constraints here in the YouTube chat. Something else I needed to do. Vaping is definitely bad for you, Lorenzo. They have it's worse than smoking because it's the battery associated with it. No one knows what the long term impacts are going to be, but y'all gonna be sick. Sick, really sick. Do stretching in bed, quick tai chi exercises, breakfast oatmeal. Oh, you eat oatmeal? That's awesome. You probably like it. Live shower, morning prayer, leave house for errands, etc. Yeah. I wake up, use the bathroom, get my vitamins, check the major sports outlets, get on live, post on Assembled and Pixar, brush teeth, make my bed, do real resources, get dressed, and breakfast. And Mr. Hook. I know Lola is working. I'm up at 6 a.m. Talking to the wife until 7 a.m. Watch the Today Show until 8:30 a.m. In class with Dr. Donna until 9:30. You love oatmeal. See, y'all built different. I know there's a group of people that do. And if you saw me, Regina, I mean, I just shovel it in. I mean, I don't even eat large portions, but it'll be in both of my cheeks, and I am just until it's over. Like, it is really like medicine. It's almost like what did y'all used to get when you were little? Castor oil. That's how I feel like. I'm just like, it's But hey, I don't take any doggone cholesterol medicine, so oatmeal it is. All right, Lorenzo, fold bed, eat, make agenda of work to be done, work out if I'm feeling real diva like. Okay, got it. All right. So you can start typing in what you learned. I did have a post-it note on my desk from 2 days ago, and it said, look up DIY videos for working your brain. I actually have eat oatmeal, and I ate ramen noodles in college. I still eat them now. But when I was stationed in Korea, we used to get a double cheese ramen from, oh my God, right outside the gate. Whoo! Oh man. I tell you what, you talking about when you actually have ramen correctly, it'll change your life. Honestly and truly. It was the best I could, because they were like, come on, eat on the economy hotel. I'm like, not me. I'm from Detroit. I ain't eating none of that stuff. It's like, watch. I bet you're gonna be eating double cheese ramen all the time. I sure was. Ajima, double cheese ramen. Go in there. Oh man, really, really actually tasty. Honey nuts, raisins, cinnamon, a little butter, and coconut oil. I have tried it all. I have tried. I think it's just because I'm a tourist, and so I don't like the way it feels, the consistency of it. And I just eat the raw oats, hot water, let it cook, and I have tried. I put apples in it, all kind of everything. It was. But yeah, I have put everything. I've tried the cinnamon. I tried brown sugar at one point when I was still eating sugar. Yes, it's the actual oatmeal itself. So I looked up DIY videos for your brain. If you want to laugh today, oh my goodness, Regina, Lorenzo, double ramen. Yeah, double cheese ramen is what it's called. So if you happen to have a Korean restaurant, or we have a noodle ramen bowl places here in Las Vegas. If people say food here is not good, I'm like, it's so many different restaurants you can eat here. Y'all crazy. Plus, you can just go to the strip and go to any of the buffets and eat. But I did look up I looked up literally DIY videos for wiring your brain. So if you have some time today and you want a good laugh, just do that on YouTube. DIY videos for wiring your brain. And it is amazing that I can take that information and turn it into something that is even learnable based upon those people. Because I thought poets and philosophers were philosophizing. And I am like, it's the brain, y'all. It's the brain. Y'all gonna have to bring it down so people can understand it. But they are not, the neuroscientists are not trying to get us to understand what they're saying. Even the ones who think they are still can't make the connection for us to be able to use it. So now that I followed up, I can throw that away because that didn't work at all. And I will continue to do what I'm doing and get a needle out of a needle stack so we can learn how to use this amazing brain that we have. That being said, what did you learn today? and then we will be on our way. And I think if right, well, no, not even the neuroscientists. They just want to talk. And I think, Regina, if I didn't have to eat it for medical purposes, like if I had just decided to start eating oatmeal, because I love Brussels sprouts now. I didn't like Brussels sprouts growing up, but they actually have a raw kale Brussels sprout coleslaw from Whole Foods that I eat frequently, 2 to 3 times a week. It's actually, now Nola would never eat it because it feels like I'm eating grass, but it was my choice. So I think it's Lipitor for the what is it, the cholesterol medicine. So because my grandfather had high cholesterol, he passed it down to all of us. So I think if I just got to choose to eat oatmeal, it would be different. But it's the reason why. It's either eat oatmeal or take Lipitor. So I think that's why it's in the category of that. It's like one or the other. And think about Good Times. They ate oatmeal every day. What did you learn today? Yep. So I think if I had just had a choice, then I would have changed it. Like I have to eat Ensure to keep my weight up. You know, this 123 just don't happen. It's actually 125 now because I weighed myself at the medical place we were at doing work. Yes, a calm, level head will resolve any problem. Yes, it will. It will handle conflict when it occurs. And I could be wrong because this is just a theory, I do believe that there's so much conflict in the world because there's so much dopamine in the world. So people are creating the conflict to get the dopamine boost. So it's a vicious cycle. Regina said, learn that distractions aren't good for me. And since I'm the CEO, I must banish the distractions to the outhouse. Yes. Banish them away. Send them to Siberia. Yes. Or Bangladesh. I know I always say that. I've never been to Bangladesh before. And your real leader principle for today is to eliminate distractions. So after you get off this live, if you want to just count how many distractions can show up, and you're like Wonder Woman, remember she had those things on her wrist, pew, 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 pew. You are blocking the distractions. Blocking the distractions. Because they're in the way. So I am going to do some more research to see. Let me write that down because perimenopause. So much conflict. Is it because there is so much dopamine in the world from people? All right, Lorenzo, you have said, what I am learning is that my plan needs to be realistic. Doesn't have to be 20 steps. It needs to be no BS. And I got to be consistent. Yes, you do have to be consistent. And especially since you have ADHD, you definitely need to be consistent. 100%. And then just Nola's and we will be out of here on time. And Kevin, I sent your e-voice. I don't know if you saw that. If you get that taken care of, you can start your next one today before we leave. We'll be out of here. I have seen that video of that woman. Yeah, she was at a football game. Nola, are you typing? You had already? I don't see it. It didn't show up. It just has your ... and that's it. Yes. Yep. We are strong with resolve. By the time we get to the through through all the things that biologically happens, we got the strength of Job. For sure. It just never ends. You get through one part and here comes part two, part three, part four. You just gotta lean with it, rock with it. I learned, reflected that I am more prepared than I used to be, and I don't even pay attention to that I do it anymore. That is correct, 100%. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time. That's what I said. Oh, I said I am typing already. Okay, got it. Yes, definitely. We do have a strength that is unparalleled and unmatched. So thank you today for taking time to learn more about your brain and neuropability, because you too can train your brain so that you can be the baddest mofo walking around in your community, and then you can spread it to everyone else. And we can change the world one neuron and one neural pathway at a time, one principle of real leadership at a time, so that we don't have to continue to wake up to all of these unaccountable people doing dumb shit, dopamine shit, all throughout the day. We actually can change this. It is neurological. You all go off and have a great day. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same face, different t-shirt. Take care. Adios.